Now from the University of Okoboji, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee.
Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Thee, coming to you from the Man Cave, and it is Women of Action Thursday, and today we have Mindy Truong with Creative Cakes by Mindy. And welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, I think you have such an interesting story, because don't you know that people, no matter who you talk to, they've got an interesting story. And then you want to find out, well, how did you get started doing what you're doing? And then the conversation builds and builds.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking with you. So
Yes.
Give me a little bit of your background, where you grew up and so forth.
Well, I was born and raised in Spirit Lake, Iowa.
Aha.
So, yes, I'm a lifer.
You're a native.
I am, yes. So, I attended Spirit Lake schools. I was an alumni at Iowa Lakes Community College.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I, we had moved down to Des Moines for a few years while he finished, and then after having children, moved back to give them kind of that simpler life. And
There's something to be said for a small community, especially
Yes.
when you've lived in a more metropolitan area.
yes.
And there's something about, Mindy, when you're raising kids, that you think, I want them to be in a safe environment, I want a good educational system, and that's part of the beauty of our lakes area. We offer all that.
Yes, for sure.
So then, how many years ago have you come back here then?
So we moved back here 15 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. But I originally went to college for music education.
Okay.
But after having children, didn't do that. I've had a few jobs, but how I kind of got started with this whole business was I was doing in-home daycare, and my husband and I's 10-year anniversary was coming up, and we had, decided to renew our vows for our 10-year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not spending $400 on a cake. That's ridiculous.
Right.
I'm like, I can do this. And so I went and got a bunch of the supplies and made this cake, posted on Facebook, and it's like people kept messaging me to make cakes. And matter of fact, 2 months after I did that, I did my first wedding cake. And at that time I was kind of just using the boxed mix, and because that's all I knew how to do at that time. And then I was like, no, I need to start making my stuff from scratch, because I feel like it's more, I don't know, more love into the cake.
Yeah.
And, so I found some good recipes and
just started building from there.
Yep.
So this isn't anything that, as growing up, did you bake as a teenager or anything like that?
So I didn't really do a whole lot of cooking or baking growing up. I never really had much of an interest until I moved out on my own and decided that I have to make my own food. But my grandma
changes your perspective, doesn't it? Yes.
But my grandma, she had a stroke, and she was the one that during Christmas would have just container upon container upon container of cookies and goodies, and so I kind of got those recipes and then started in on a lot of those things, which then started giving the love of baking. And then when I did the in-home daycare, I did a lot of baking stuff with the kids.
Yeah.
And then after I posted that, I was like, I could really make a living with this.
Yeah.
So.
And part of the name of your business, it's when you talk about putting the love in and so forth, it is a creative thing where the recipe may call for this, and you think, I bet if I put a dash of such and such in, that would really give it a kick or something. And you try it, and if it worked, great. If not, all right, I won't do that next time.
Yes, as I recall, a cake I made for my son, and I'm still laughed to it at this day. I had made a small little personal cake for my son for his first birthday, and it was the most disgusting cake, and I should have tried it before.
The beauty of him is being his first, he won't remember it, maybe.
Right. Well, he had, at that time, kind of an allergy to eggs, and so I found this eggless recipe, and I scratched that recipe and threw that away.
Now, have you had to, like with gluten and people who are lactose intolerant, have you had to find ways around and still get the taste and flavor?
Yeah, so I do have some really good recipes for gluten-free, vegan, but I am not certified for those allergies. So when I do make them, that I have to specify that I can make it, but if you have celiac or you have a nut allergy or something, then I try to keep them separate. I try to clean my ovens and everything, rewash all the pans to try to make sure that none of that seeps in, but I can't say yes, it's completely gluten-free or nut-free, or that there is that chance, just because you don't know. And so because that's not my main job to do gluten or celiac.
And baking, I have to tell you, just amazes me. I mean, my mother, my grandmothers, my wife, all great bakers, and I'm a pretty good cook. I enjoy cooking, creating in the stove, in the oven, and putting changes but when it comes to baking, I am absolutely an idiot. I mean, I can get the Betty Crocker out and throw in an egg, and yeah, there you go. But when it comes to being able to put things together and sift it, and I'm going to go back to the folding. What is folding something in?
Folding something in is you just kind of take it and you just slightly mix it in, turn the bowl, mix it down in, turn the bowl. It's just, it's actually folding.
Okay.
Yes.
Because a lot of my mom's old recipes fold this in. What in the world are you talking about?
So I'm hoping once I get my shop completely open and running, and I've done for a couple seasons, the future is in hopes of doing maybe some baking classes for people that want to learn how to bake, or having classes on decorating and stuff for people that want to decorate.
Yeah.
And then hoping
just put my name on the list right now in the baking class, would you please?
Well, just watch my Facebook page.
I will,
when I get those open.
Well, let's talk about Creative Cakes by Mindy. How did you get started? I mean, I know you kind of in your home to begin with.
Yeah. So yes, I did begin in my home, again with that anniversary cake that I didn't want to pay $400 for, and it turned out great. It was good. And then it just kind of, word of mouth just kind of got out there, and I just started making more and more, and I did a lot of PR the very first year, doing bridal shows and, donating to whoever I could. Just to kind of get my name out there and, let people know that I have a good product, and just what every good business does that wants you to try their stuff. They like, hey, try this, here's a sample, just so that they know that it's good. So I did a lot of that my first few years.
And there's an old saying that getting that first customer is tough enough. Getting them as a repeat customer is even tougher, and you have to have the product or the service or whatever it may be. And so obviously you hit on something there that people are like, this is really good.
And I do have a lot of repeat customers, and I love them so much. I love being a part of their family. It all begins with that graduation, and then after the graduation, then you get the wedding, and then after the wedding, then you get the baby showers, and I never say no to a baby shower. Then you have the baptisms, and then their first birthdays, and it just being a part of their family makes me, it's just so cool. And then they bring in their kids, and it's just, I love it.
That's an interesting aspect of it. I never thought, I mean, you really do get involved with a lot of their family gatherings and big moments by producing whatever it is you are for their events.
So and I love being a part of them. They're just they're fantastic, and I feel like they're family to me. So
how cool.
A little tear coming.
So how many years in your home did you do it?
I did it for 7 years in my home. And then things got to a point where my family was getting a little outweighed by the cookie cutters and supplies that I needed. I felt like I needed a bigger space to do my baking.
I mean, were you using just your general oven, or did you have something bigger, more industrial? Or
I have a double oven plus a regular range, so I had 3 ovens. So yes, I could do 120 cupcakes at a time. but that's about what I can do now because I do have the commercial oven, but it holds that many.
But when you're balancing that with, the kids got to eat and the family's got to eat, and you're trying, and well, you're gonna have to wait because I got 125 muffins in the oven right now.
A lot of times I would say if you guys want to eat, you need to help.
They're all going to be bakers too, and they didn't even want to do it.
But my oldest one, she's actually taught me a couple things with baking, making some pastry items, which the possibilities for future endeavors, maybe digging into the French pastry world.
Ooh, so you're still learning and growing,
Yes,
huh?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of steering away from some of those custom cakes and getting more into the pastries and the fancy desserts. That I'm afraid I will eat.
That'd be like me working in an ice cream shop. It would just be a huge, really bad decision on my part. That's got to be because you got to taste stuff.
Yeah.
As quality control, as they say.
Yeah. So I have a group of, as you would call, quality control people that. Yes, they're never a no to come and try it. So,
no.
Yeah.
If you ever need volunteers, you know how to find me as well.
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah. And I do try some of the stuff myself, but there's a few items I'm picky at, and so I have to try them.
What's the toughest thing that you started doing that, boy, this is a rascal? Anything that stands out that you're maybe afraid to jump into it and turned out better than you thought, or does it all just kind of come naturally?
I guess the thing would be when somebody sends me a picture of what they want, and me trying to can I actually do this? Will it look like this?
Yeah.
And so you get a little tense and okay, so I can make something similar is what I tell people. I can make something similar because I don't want them to go off Pinterest is the death of all of us.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I wish I could make some of those things, but there's been times where I have to say I don't think I could do this, but I can maybe do something a little similar to it.
Yeah, and they always talk about the presentation. I watch the Food Network and Giada when she puts it all on a plate. It's like, man, that looks. If I were to do that, people would say that looks sloppy.
So I'm a very type A person. So I take a lot of time to do. That's why I don't take a lot of orders, because I like to spend the time on people's orders. There was a cake that I made that I started at 8 a.m. on a Friday and didn't finish till 5 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I took all night long, other than 45 minutes off to go watch my daughter's softball game.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it
takes
become
a lot of time.
passion
so,
that you want it to be right. You want to just okay, here's your cake.
Right.
This is what you want.
Yep. And sometimes people come in and they're like, it's not exactly what they wanted, and so I'll do my best to try to fix it. I'm not perfect in any way because I'm human.
But that's part of customer service.
That's right.
That you want to please the customer.
Yes, and I feel like it's not par. I'm my hardest critic. So.
You would be hardest on yourself, wouldn't you? Yeah. And that's easy to do.
A lot of people just love it, and the smile on their faces is what is just the best.
Yeah.
So.
And when they return and come back to you, that's our daughter's baptism. We want.
Yes.
We've thought of only you to make this for us. That's got to feel good.
It does feel good.
Yeah. So after that many years in your home, what did you do then?
I had a storefront built, and I went to open in the spring of 2019, and COVID hit, and I was kind of really unsure about where my business was going to go, and I was a little bit heartbroken because I didn't really get to get open.
Yep.
But man, I did these cookie kits that I ended up making around 2,200 cutout cookies, around 300 pounds of frosting, and I don't know how many sprinkles I went through, but that kept my business alive. And then, when things started opening up, then for graduations and then it kind of started coming back again, and then. The next year nobody celebrated, so then I had so many custom orders that there was no way to open my shop because I do it all by myself.
Yeah.
So
It did, if anything, a pandemic teaches you how to persevere.
Yes.
And find way. Okay, I didn't do it the way I wanted to, but if I make a right turn here and a left down there, I can still achieve some of my goals.
Yeah.
So, but and you're seasonal kind of with it. I mean, you take special orders, but you're seasonal.
Yep. I just want to be seasonal because I do have children that are in school, and I want to make sure that I'm there for them.
Yes.
And so I am seasonal, but then during the winter months, I still take orders, but usually with kind of at least a couple weeks notice, just to make sure that I can. A lot of times, like, I can't get some supplies right now. It's really hard.
Is it really? Are we at the? I know that there have been things. I forget what. My wife was just at the store yesterday. It said, there was nothing of egg noodles, white egg noodles. Could not find white egg noodles, and it's like
pasta's been a really hard one, and that's everywhere. Because I was down in Florida and they didn't have noodles either. I actually had to bring my mom back some because they didn't have any down there. But yeah, it's as far as me, I kind of go to Sam's, Costco, or there is a distributor I can use through another business. That I've been lucky enough that during the whole pandemic, I was able to get supplies. With the rising cost of supplies, the cost of my product does have to go up, and I hate to even do that because I want to keep my prices as low as I can.
I think every business owner hates at this point, but with transportation and a rising cost of goods to keep yourself in business, and people complain, but I think deep down they're like, well, how else are they going to stay in business?
Right, yep.
It's a shame.
Yep.
Hopefully we go the other way at some point here.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah. So, but you're located when Memorial Day, you kind of be back full speed again?
Memorial Day through Labor Day is my plan to be open. I'm really hoping that does happen this year. I'm not holding anything to it until it actually comes. But I don't have the store hours quite yet. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what hours will work best for my business. But yeah, that plan is from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
And you'll find that as you go. We learn by doing, and as you get into past Memorial Day, okay, these hours work best for me, but I still need for the kids and all that stuff. And I know you're a busy mom and so forth. And first of all, I want to ask now, where are you located? Where's Creative Cakes?
So my actual address is 3006 18th Street. It is located next to Okoboji Mattress, which is kind of out in that KUOO Plum Supply area.
Yeah, I would say about a mile west of the Walmart corner. North side.
Yes.
But anyway, I was going to say you're so busy with being a mom and taking special orders. But you also have a big production. You talked about singing before, and you've got a production next weekend, not this weekend, but the following. If you're a fan of ABBA, we'd love to see and have a chance to see you too. It's Mamma Mia coming up.
Yes, Mamma Mia is put on by Iowa Lakes Community College, the director, Carol Ayers, with accompanist Brett Filberth. We were supposed to do this 2 years ago, but COVID.
I was. You ever notice that nobody says when you say we didn't do anything to you? Nobody says, "Oh, what happened?"
Right. We know what happened.
We know,
however, so it's been kind of 2 years in the making, and I guess at least of us as adults that are in the play, we have really become such a close-knit family that it is going to be a very good show because, I mean, we'll push each other around, we'll hit each other. We've been able to joke with each other and have a great time. And then the new college students that have come in, they are doing a fantastic job. There are so many good singers. It's just unreal. And
do you have a leading role?
I do.
Okay.
I am Tanya, the drunk cougar.
Say no more.
And I love my role. I do. I love it. It's fun. I get to be quirky because not a lot of people know that side of me. So it's definitely an interesting side.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it will be next week, which is April 7th, 8th, and 9th. You can go onto the ILCC website.
Okay.
There's a link to order tickets there.
Okay.
I know they're going pretty fast,
Yeah.
so I don't know how many seats they have left. But
Were you an ABBA fan? I mean, did you know ABBA music before you got into this?
I didn't. I had never watched Mamma Mia until I got cast for it.
Okay.
So I am now.
But you
a
are
fan.
now, yeah. But had you heard any of the, I mean, those
No,
songs,
no.
Mamma Mia, for instance?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I've heard them, but I'd never watched the movies.
Okay.
Or I still haven't seen the second one, but it takes time.
Well, I was just going to say, ABBA music is
Yeah.
transcends through generations, because it was hot when I was a young
Yeah,
person,
yep.
but all three of our daughters, which there's 10, 12 years between them, they all love ABBA music. So and they've seen the movies
Yeah, yep.
as well. So there's something about that music that is just happy and makes you
Yeah.
feel good, and so I'm
Yeah.
sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and it had just come out for non-professionals to do the year that we were able to get it.
Okay.
So, and we were able to hold on to our scripts. They put a hold on the funds there for us, so that way we didn't have to pay, to hold on to that music, which
Yeah.
was very nice of them.
Had you done any like community theater or anything before this?
No.
No?
High school, I was kind of a background person for, our productions back then. But yeah, no.
I'm getting a take on you that you're the type to jump in with both feet.
Yes.
You really
yes.
do, whether it's your business and having never done theater. Oh, I'm going to be in Mamma Mia. It's a musical, and a lot of people are going to come to it, and that's
Well,
cool.
it was kind of funny because my friend had approached me and said, "Hey, let's go to Mamma Mia," and I said, "Go? I'm going to try out."
Good for you.
and then got a role, got a call back, and then got the role. But it was exciting, and I can be more appreciative to have this role, because it has just been, it's actually been probably the highlight of my midlife so far.
You're not going to have a midlife crisis like the rest of us. You got something happy going on midlife.
My husband and I, we took care of that. We got our motorcycles. So we're good.
Oh, man. There we go with both feet again. Oh, well, wonderful. Well, Creative Cakes by Mindy, you've got very visible on Facebook, and you have a website as well.
Yep, I'm on Instagram as well, so you can find me there. I respond best with Facebook or email.
Okay.
So,
Very good. All right. And want to find out more, can contact you there.
Yeah.
And if you've got special orders, contact you now, but get ready for when you get doors open here
Yes.
Memorial Day
Oh, yes.
weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, Mindy, thank you for coming in
Thank
and
you for
talking.
having me.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is fun. This is
Yes.
so much fun. I enjoy it so much. And best of luck. Break it. Not literally, but break a leg next weekend, and good luck with getting the shop open. Get here this summer.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Very, very welcome. Mindy Truong here again with us today from Creative Cakes by Mindy of our Women of Action series. We thank her for coming in. We thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast.
Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you in part by the Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Ruthven Locker at the Lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji.